the management, the teachers, the parents, the pupils and students, good afternoon. As you've been told, or as I've been introduced by my brother here, I want first of all to make it categorical that it is important when I go to an education background like this, I make our students or our pupils know what it is to be a professor or why I am dressed in this academic regalia. Because by so doing, we motivate the students. So I'll start by making them understand, including our parents who are here, our distinguished guests, and of course our board of directors. I did my first degree in business and finance. And to those joining university, because I know all the students of this school will be joining university, for you to become a professor, you must do the first degree, which was a Bachelor of Business Administration, majoring in business and finance. Then I did my master's degree in business and finance. I did my PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, here in what? Business and finance. Then I went back to school, did law, Bachelor of Law Honors, I'm a lawyer, and did Masters of Laws. I'm supposed to be defending Gachagua right now at Supreme Court. But I had won this invitation. Then from there, I have got higher national diploma in sales and marketing, diploma in theology, diploma in IT, diploma in insurance, diploma in counseling psychology, among others. I only complete matters education with Professor Jacoya. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially our pupils and our students, even as they break for lunch, I'm happy to see them, and I want to congratulate the entire management of this school for what you have showcased to us here. I wish parents you saw what your pupils and students have done. I was looking at you because I'm a parent. I want to make it clear also that I'm a parent. I have got several children with one wife. Several indeed. My first-born daughter has cleared. She graduated at this university in the year 2017, and she did electronic mass communication, and she made me to be called a grandfather this year. So I'm a grandfather to one. My second born is graduating from Catholic University this year, next month, the month of December. She's doing what we call counseling psychology. My third born daughter is actually a second year, Nairobi University. My fourth born daughter is at Mary Hill Girls, doing Form 4 next year, and she had 418 marks. She's as beautiful as the mother and as bright as the father. Note that at the line. Our active last born is in grade 6. Therefore, I'm a parent and I've got daughters in my house. And I want to address you. I'll start by addressing the few students and pupils that we have here. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you here authoritatively that the only gift that you can give to your child is education, nothing else. Do not worry. Some of you people, you get worried that there are no jobs. Jobs, with or without jobs, I normally tell people you better have an umbrella that you don't require than require an umbrella that you don't have. That is philosophy now. If parents understand, I'll be much happier, of course, our board of directors and the people behind me here. So it is important to make sure that your child has education. Do not worry where the job will come from. God knows the destiny of your child. Amen. As long as you brought your child into this universe, you have a duty to ensure that you provide for him or her in terms of love, food, shelter, clothing, education, and hope. And therefore, I want to encourage all of you parents who are here, just make sure that you educate your child. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. And in the fullness of time, you will get a government that will recognize education. So please make sure that you do that part, and I want to congratulate you parents. Number 2, I want to congratulate all the teachers of Wankam Academy. I was so marveled to see what very young children can do. And because I'm a lecturer at Catholic University in JKUAT, personally, I only teach masters and PhD by choice. I'll tell you this. Educating these young ones requires a lot of patience. Extreme patience. When I was looking at the parents' concentration, when the children, they were busy acting here and showcasing what they can do, most of us lost what we call the concentration along the way. But for a teacher, if you lose concentration, you lose the child. So the work of the teacher is to ensure that he keeps or she keeps tab on that child. And I'll tell you this for free and with a lot of humility, with profound humility, that we need to respect our teachers at whatever level. They do a lot of work. Parents, when you bring your child here and you leave him or her with the teacher, I'm telling you the work these people do is quite humongous. We salute all of you teachers wherever you are. You do a commendable job. And I will guarantee you today that you may not be recognized, but the God in heaven will give you more years. Teachers live up to 120 years or beyond because of the noble job that they do. So we salute you teachers of Wankam Academy. You have done well. May God bless you. But I can tell you the confidence I have seen with our KEPSIA students and our Form 4 students, success is guaranteed.
Amen.
And I pray to all of you parents, please make sure as you continue to educate your children, as they enter the exam mode, this is the time your child needs you more than ever. And I've told you I'm a scholar, I'm an educationist. I have done 3,844 exams. So I know what exams mean. And because most of you are equally scholars wherever you are, please make sure that this time round, as our reference requested you to do, you continually motivate your children. And also be closer to them. If you have this tendency of going home early to watch Kumubagia or Kugadia, kindly switch off the TV now. Kumubagia will be there. Kumubagia will be there. But the season for this time is to ensure that your child passes the exam. You are defining a destiny of a young child. And I will tell you this, education is an equalizer. I was born and brought up in a forest called Kerogoro Forest, 18 kilometers west of Yeri town. But one thing that makes me happy, yes, Jesus Christ was born in a manger, but never became a calf. I was born in a forest, I never became a monkey. I now have shoulders who is in the Republic of Kenya. As a matter of fact, the one who introduced me did not recognize that I was honored by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, HSC, Head of State Commendation, for educating more than 5 million people, and I was also awarded by Her Majesty the Queen, QBE, qualified by experience. I'm the only QBE holder in Kenya, the rest are fake to the extent. I want to remind all of you that education is an equalizer. Yes, I was born in a forest. I was not in those famous schools. But one thing I want to remind our students and our pupils here is that the moment you pass your exams, you have already made a pathway to your success. Chinua Achebe says in his book, if a child can wash his hands, he can share the same bowl with a king. So I'm requesting you parents to remember that the children that you see here, and I'm coming to a very important point, because I have been in the academia for quite a long time. I want first of all once again to congratulate you parents, especially men who are here. If you are a man, please, with a lot of humility, please stand up. Hey, all gentlemen, please stand up. All gentlemen, these are the real men. I'm telling you ladies, these are the real men. Can we appreciate our men for coming to this function? Men, I salute you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We honor you, men. May God bless you, and may God meet the aspirations of your life. I'll tell you this, we have pardoned our ladies. All the time, our ladies are the ones who get sent for functions. If the school fees has not been paid, it is the mother to the child who is sent to see the principal. If there is a meeting in church, it is the ladies who are sent to go. The only time men can avail themselves is when they hear that we have flood. The daughters of Jeremiah Kerebe, they can actually avail themselves in large numbers. But I'm so delighted to see men. These are charismatic men. These are men of fire. These are gallant soldiers. And I can tell you, when the children see you here, you have created double confidence in their performance. I salute you once again, gentlemen. Ladies, your case is special. I cannot even be able to describe who you are. Ladies, we salute you also. You do a lot of work. Nurturing our children. I've been seeing my wife is a high school teacher, preparing our children. And I'm telling you, being as I am, she still wants to prepare me. And then she has got a host of other issues to do before she leaves to work. Ladies, we know the kind of work that you do. May God bless you. May God grant you long life. And may the fruits of your labor come to pass during your lifetime. May God bless you. We appreciate you, ladies, because you do a good job. And to those men who provide both financially, emotionally, and in terms of all other amenities, we also pray that God will extend your lifetime in this universe. Allow me to go to a few other things. We as scholars, we don't refer to those. I've got 5 daughters in my house. Luckily, I have a son now. And my daughter was so strategic as well. I do not care those people who cast aspersions, but I believe every child has a destiny. When my daughter looked upon the Kenyan, many of us here in Kenya, she decided to get married to a region where they produce oil, so that she can be economically empowered. My daughter got married in Abuja, Nigeria. And I believe maybe the other daughters may follow suit. But I'll tell you something here. We are talking about our diversity, our strength. The world has been reduced into a global village. So gone are the days that people used to say that we are a Kenyan. No, if you go to America up there, we have got so many Kenyans in Connecticut, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa. They are all there. Wisconsin, they are all there. And I'm telling you this, do not bow, do not start saying that your daughter here may not be A, B, C, D. Just make sure that you prepare your daughters and sons, and I'm telling you the world is waiting for them. If there are no jobs in Kenya, Qatar is waiting for Kenyans, because Kenyans are known to be hard-working people. If Kenya does not want our brains, we have got jobs in South Africa. If South Africa has enough, you can go to a place called Australia. I was in Australia the other day. I was giving a keynote address at World Coast Convention Center, where I was given a 7-minute standing ovation for being a Kenyan who is an innovator. Even now, as we speak, I'm supposed to go to St. Paul's University, where we have what we call a scientific conference, and I'm supposed to present a paper there. And after this, I'll go there. And I'll tell you this. The moment you prepare your son and daughter, one thing is for sure, you open up their mind, because education opens the mind of individuals. Education becomes a launching pad through which your children can use to go where you never went. And for information, if you educate your son and daughter, I was in a place called Baganwadi Hospital in South Africa. I met more than 11 Kenyan doctors. And if you go to a place called, for those who have been to South Africa, if you go to that place called Baganwadi Hospital, you realize that Kenyans are respected. And you know what? Some of these children, they came from Kebera slums. Kebera slums. And I want to surprise you that at Wankam Academy, they have competent, skilled teachers who can be able to mold their children, and they go to all the levels of the universe. And once you believe in them, they will believe in what you call the system that they are pursuing. So I'm here to encourage all of you parents that you have done well to bring your children to Wankam Academy and to give them the most precious gift ever, which is education. Allow me to come to a few other things. As you prepare your child, I was so happy when one of you mentioned the Ministry of Presence. I am not here to say what we have what we call taste and preferences. Some of us parents will go home late for whatever reason, either some by commission or omission, or others go home whatever time by design or by default. But I want to tell you this. Remember, the first teacher before you bring your child to school is the parents. And we say, man case see, man case do. And your children are a total reflection of who you are. And a fruit does not fall far away from the tree. So you do not expect to find a mango fruit in what we call a pineapple ground, because you know what produces pineapple. I'm calling upon all of you parents. I was so happy when my sister talked here, our pastor from Coronation. I was so happy. She really made me happy that most of us parents, the Ministry of Presence is not with us. When I see you seated there, I can tell you that the future of our daughters and sons is guaranteed. Amen. Because what does that one mean? Please make sure. I have seen men, of course I am a golfer. When we go to play golf, 18 hole, because I play golf at a golf course, I see men taking more than 8 hours, 9 hours playing golf. But I've never seen a parent who can be that patient to wait to be told how the child is performing for even 2 hours. After 7 minutes, you start saying, I want to go and make money so that my child can be in school. You can make money, and you have some families in Kenya today. And I'll mention one. If they sue me, I'm a lawyer. There will be no lacuna. They are Kasha's family. Where are they today? Where are the parents today? Remember, the only son of Sharif Nasil, who is the governor, is the current governor of Mombasa. The rest, where are they? You may make money and you lose a generation. So we require what we call a balanced life. What does a balanced life mean? A balanced life means there is time for social activities, there is time for economic activities, but there must be time for family activities. Because nobody, when we go for values for great men and women, I hear men saying, the man lying here has left behind a son who is a neurosurgeon at St. Hopkins Hospital, Maryland. The man lying here has left behind a son who is a doctor, a cardiologist at Karen Hospital. The man lying here had a daughter who was a pilot with American Airways. I have never heard somebody say the man who has left us left behind an annual income of 51 million 293,000 Kenya shillings. He has left cows that produce more than 50 million liters of milk. No one mentions your wealth. People mention the family that you have brought us. So it is not the amount of money that you have amassed that matters. It is the family that you have brought us. And I've been telling parents wherever I go, because I'm coming to the tail end of my discussion with you, you need to be very careful. And I'm going to give you 5 A's that can make you to become the parent of 21st century. We are living in a very toxic environment. And I want to remind the teacher who brought that element of a phone through our daughter here. I congratulate that teacher wherever he is. Can we clap for that teacher who prepared that student to talk about a mobile phone? Thank you very much. Now, what happens nowadays, we are becoming modern in every dimension. I have given instructions to my wife. She is under strict instructions that my children can only get a phone upon completing Form 4. And these instructions must be followed to the letter. And that is part of my constitution. And my wife is the deputy president of the president. And should she happen to overlook those rules, she can be impeached anytime with a reference to Section 2 and Article 1. She knows what ought to be done in my house. And I'm not going to teach you that you tell your child don't. Me, I don't say don't. I normally remind my children the consequences of what they do. Because we normally say, choices are what? Consequences. Many parents, we have no problem with our daughters immediately they graduate from Form 4 to get a phone, and a good phone for that matter, an iPhone 17 if they are available in the Republic of Kenya. Or a 46 like the one that I'm using, of course, by virtue of my status as that. But I'll tell you this for free. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you compromise standards to your children, the future of that child also becomes compromised. What do I mean by this? You heard of a child here who took her mother's phone, and the conversation went on, and then you know what happened, and you've been told here. Let me tell you, the Bible says this because I'm a trained pastor. I am not consecrated because I don't wear a collar, but I do not require a collar to understand the Bible. Amen. Because it is not the collar that interprets the Bible. It is my bent of faculties, my medulla oblongata, hypothalamus, and pituitary gland in my neurosacral system that enables me to analyze, understand, and make a decision which is informed. The Bible tells me, train a child the way they should be, and even when they become big like me, they'll never depart from these ways. So I'm telling you parents, as we talk about discipline to our children, the first discipline comes from us. I cannot be coming home at 2 a.m. and I'm not a watchman. I'm not a military officer overseeing the operations of Somalia. To be reporting at home at 2 a.m. and I expect my child to be obedient and to be disciplined. Because we normally say charity begins where? And the Bible also records by saying that Jerusalem starts where? At home. Therefore, allow me to say 5 days, then I conclude my talk by talking a little bit about personal finance. Our parents, wherever you are before I forget, do not go giving your children a pocket of 20,000 because you are loaded. You may think you are doing a child a service by giving him or her a pocket money, but you are ruining her destiny or his destiny. Loaded as I am, my daughters go with a pocket of maximum 3,000 shillings. And I educate all my children have gone to national school, of course. Because I told you, they resemble their mother because they are daughters, but in terms of brain capacity, they have taken after me. So what I'm saying is this. Every time, if you go to many girls when my daughter is training for more next year, I have already paid school fees, and I'm not proud. It is documented nowadays, both in Daily Nation and Standard, which I have as documented evidence for those who are called out in Thomas's. I am responsible for my child's destiny. If I don't pay school fees for my child, who will? If I don't pay school fees for my son or my daughter, who will? It is my responsibility to ensure that my daughter is in school 24/7. Some of us parents, we are competing. You want to buy a car like mine so that everybody in the village can know you. Because in Kenya, it is only in Kenya where the majority of Kenyans suffer from what we call paralysis of analysis and mental psychosis. Because it is only in Kenya for you to be known that you are loaded, you must drive a V8. You must drive a Porsche Cayenne, a Ferrari, you must drive what we call an Aston Martin. You must drive what we call a Cadillac. That is how then will we know that you are rich? But I'm telling you this, when it comes to issues managing our finances, do not behave like others because we are unique in our own ways. If you find people running in town, don't join them in running. There is somebody running to go for an appointment. There is somebody running to catch a flight. There is somebody running to go and donate blood. And there is somebody running because he or she is diarrhea. But all of them are running. So the question is, why are you running in the first place? And the other question is this: when you go to Kenyatta National Hospital, it's a very complex ecosystem. We have all the departments at Kenyatta National Hospital. Those ladies giving us another statistic, the Kenya population census, they go to the maternity. Those people with eye problems, they go to what we call optic department. Those people with what we call heart problems, they go to cardiology. And those who have been reported for further deployment by the maker, they go to the mortuary. All those facilities are found in a hospital. So the question is, which is that, where are you headed to as an individual? So do not compete with others. God never created us to compete in this life. It is to complement each other. What do I mean by complementing each other? Why should I be driving a very expensive car on a road of 5 years? Why? It is not written in the Bible for you to see God, you must drive a car. It is not written in the Bible for you to be known that you are rich, you must drive a very expensive car, or you must live in the most needed suburbs of the Republic of Kenya. Let me say this to all of you parents. I have seen some parents traveling paying school fees, but they can't drive in the V8s. That is what we refer to as confusion of paradigms. What do I mean by this? If you take a car loan, I think we need to, the person in charge of this department, thank you very much, Walim. So let me say this. When the comes, because I know I've got 30 minutes, and sometimes people get bored when we people philosophers give talks, because I'll tell you something. He said, he's speaking the truth. We are two different men. We are two different men. And let me say this, Madam Director and Mr. Director Wanabogu. I will surprise all of you. Majority of Kenyans, they are living in financial maximum prison. Almost similar to Kamete maximum prison. What do I mean by that? If you are here, I think we need to do this for free. If you come to my office, you pay me a lot of money. And Kenyans don't like paying. I'll tell you categorically, you better spend money going to see Showmax, but not pay money coming and listen to what television. It's okay. Life is a matter of choice. And remember, God gave you 2 chapters for free. The first chapter that God gave you is the chapter of birth. And the other chapter that God gave you is the chapter of death. So the other chapters that you put is up to you. Remember, between birth and death, there are the choices that you make that define who you become. I have defined whom I am, irrespective of what people say about Kebisho. Here I am. Even if maybe I may not be able to make the difference between R and L, I'm a lawyer, you are not. I'm a professor. And that is for true, am I right? That is for true. So, please make sure that you keep this one once and for all, so I can be able to save my voice because it's an informed university. Let me say this, honorable members. One, the first thing I have done is to recognize all of you, and I really thank God for it. I have been to more than 7,452 schools in Kenya, both national and international schools. Not forget I have been to 1 countries long way. I'm the most traveled civilian of the government. I'll tell you this. When it comes to matters running finances, majority of us, we are doing so poorly. You may think you are doing so well, but you are doing so poorly. The fact that you are having your hair taken from your father or water and hair carried from most of the liberation human and Jamaican, it's not a testimony that you are performing well financially. The fact that I talked about driving a very expensive car, it's okay if I drive a car. I also do, by the way, I have a Prado and I have a Range Rover Evolution on the way. But I can tell you this, don't forget my shopper which is doing this in South Africa. I can tell you this for free, that before you buy a shopper, before you buy a Range Rover, ask yourself, do you have a solid financial base? You saw the other day, in the year 2020, allow me to put my bonnet, on a bonnet of the academic circle. And of course, I won't come back. I will be under it. But I'll tell you this, and please note this, and I have been I told my executive PA in this year, Mr. Pastor Ken John, this is my executive, I have worked with for 2 years. He's a pastor.
I go with him about, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see him there. Even you people subscribing to my YouTube channel is a problem. Kenyans are nationally very mean. Even crapping when your children were performing. Some of you are busy crap on your phone. A TikTok or seeing a lady there dancing Kamatiashi. Who are you celebrating? Is it your daughter or Kamatiashi? Who am I? We do some, it's not you are celebrating other people when your son and daughter is performing. Your attention should be 100% concentration to your baby. Am I right? Why should you celebrate other success when your child who is at the formative stage here is not getting motivation from us? Anyway, let me go to another quiet because I know. And I want to thank even our MC. Thank you very much, Mr. MC. You mentioned my books. I've written 6 books already here with me, and there are very few. I told him not to carry more than 20 copies each because I knew I was coming to Kenyans. If you want to hide anything from Kenyans, put it into books. Hope you know, and that's where we have very few PhD holders. By the way, as a matter of fact, since Kenyans came to Kenyans, there are 113,545 in the statistics to include Gen Z. So the ones who are kicking like me, we have 108,411 because of theirs graduated from my own university and the other day. We are ready, we are their species of human beings. Now, what happens, and you hear people complaining when I say I hold a PhD and I'm a lawyer. I never closed university doors after I graduated. The doors are still what? Room for money, go to class, sit down and understand. Because even Solomon told God one thing. If God encountered a Kenyan and he asked a Kenyan, what do you want to give me? Kenya, see? That would have been the first thing. But what did Solomon tell God? Wisdom. Because wisdom. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is liberty. But I wish you can understand that statement. That knowledge is power, but wisdom is. Now, when you take a loan, you are 44 years of age. You have taken a loan 6 million if you teach one to repay within 6 years, 60 months. By the time you are clearing paying this loan will be 50 years. What will be the value of your car? For those who have gone to school, we have what we call some of year digital depreciation. A car depreciation is 20%. So by the time you are 50, the car that you bought at 7 million will be 3.1 million shillings, but will be 50 years old. So what is the difference between you and somebody who was young for 6 years like that? The only difference you can access your spouse, but let's take time all of you are. Take that one to the bank. Number 2. Some of us today seated here, as I appreciate you, you have got more than 300 cars in your house. Is your house a restaurant? What are 300 cars doing in your house? Some of them you bought them in the year 2000, they are even out of fashion. And when the children go, wow, sometimes again, no guest has come for 24 years, and you have never got a 10 return on investment of those cars. Wasted your resources. Wasted your stars, resources. Why have you made your guests feel so comfortable? Why are you concerned about guests? The moment you make your guests feel so comfortable, you entertain people to stay longer in your house. The more they stay longer in your house, the more they squander your economy. In terms of flushing the toilet, that's a bill. In terms of water, that's a bill. In terms of heating, electricity, everything becomes expensive. Buy a very slim mattress. Don't provide a Dr. mattress. Provide a so that after 2 days, they don't what? They disappear from their compound. They are intruders. The fact that you have built a very beautiful house, who told you to convert your house into a restaurant? We know the difference between a restaurant and your own private home. Why are you entertaining people to come to your house at some of the it becomes nice. How you expose your family to other people that do not have entertained, given a chance. Am I right? So this attending is called this management mechanism. Raise if you are about 5 years and above. Why are you buying a new dress every day or every month and you have already lost one battle? You will never become a Miss World. Where are you competing in a battle you have already lost? Where are you competing in a battle you have already lost? Why? Tell me why. Why should you compete? Maybe this lady, her husband's an lecturer here. They are not even or more universities actually for those who understand matters of education. So the lecturers have no expectation of our pay. And therefore, and this one, with a lot of humility, her husband is a police officer and also a traffic police officer. So you can see the status are different. This one is what the husband is a police officer, income guaranteed, this one lecturer. So where are you competing with her? Do you come from the same place? Do you have similar sources of income? Run your race. Run your race. Why should you come and pay school fees here 45,000, traveling, looking for 45? Why can't you come and talk to the directors of this school? You be paying their fees monthly. Who stopped you from paying monthly? If it is 45,000, you pay 15,000 first month, second month 15,000, third month 15 months. The end justifies the means, according to Mr. Mashivilian. Am I right? The other thing I want to share about why do you go to the supermarket hungry? Never ever go to the supermarket hungry. According to what the supermarket have already understood your buying behavior. They have already kept a small kitchen at the gate. So he guy she didn't know, but that's it. And before you realize you have already sorted your budget by 2,000, am I right? Yes. So what happens to your budget? You have completely distorted your budget, am I right? So never ever go to the market if you want to manage your finances. Do not go buying things from a convenience job. What is a convenience job? If you go to a petrol station and a supermarket there, am I right? All the goods and services there are at 7% higher. The only thing I would recommend you to buy from that shop is what we call newspaper and airtime. Yes? Never ever go to the supermarket on the shopping list. Shopping list. What is the purpose of a shopping list? It tells you what you need, am I right? And because they come to me as a consultant, just like another man came to me and he paid me the idea to take the bank anyway. Because he paid me for 130 minutes consultation, he paid me for help. That enabled me to buy a similar what he got out of Google comment. So what I'm saying is this. The guy, there was competition here in Wankam. There's a guy who sells what we call hardware, a hardware shop, and he has become a billionaire. So you know Kenyans how they're competing. So they went, they bought the plot next year, 30 million, another one bought a plot here, 30 million. Then they wrote very big billboards here. Best prices ever. Then this one wrote, lowest prices ever. This guy came to me. Professor, what do you want me to do? Because competition has been brought to my doorstep. Don't you worry. I'll give you a solution. Will you pay me? So how much do you require? $500,000. Guy, $500,000 because of an idea. If you don't want it, it's okay. But I'll give you a solution to set them away. So I told him, go, write a very big billboard, main entrance. Main entrance. So these are the lowest prices. These are the best deals, but this is the main entrance. They closed their shops. Even gave me more than I had demanded. You do not run away from competition, become strategic. What do I mean in terms of finances? Because I want to read that. Are you here and you have been working and you have never paid yourself? Because most of you people don't pay yourself. If you pay yourself, we'll call on you. Anyone among us you, and I need to know how you pay yourself because every answer may be an answer, but it may not meet the threshold. That's like we have a case of Gashagwa right now going on with a 3-court bench. Paying yourself means this. First of all, I explain to you. For those people who are employed here, I'm winding up. When you get paid and you don't own a house, who is the first person who comes into your mind? Landlord. So who do you pay first? Landlord. Because most of you are not Christians. Because the first person you should pay is not a landlord. So you pay time. But how many of you pay time you don't answer? That's why our pastors are walking like animals. And they're talking about their great God in heaven. And their shoes are like nets getting fish in Lake Victoria. So what I'm saying is, landlord, you pay 30,000 per month. I want you to feel bad so that when you leave Wankam Academy today, you get all right. I want all of you to be financially independent even after I'm long gone. Of course, I've got 27 years. I'm not in the hand of this universe. So what happens if you pay 30,000 shillings to a landlord? How much you pay him every day? 1,000 shillings. And the rented house is like a lodging. Only the terms of payment are different. Am I speaking?
Yes.
Talk the truth and the truth will set you. So if it's a lodging, now unalipa per night shilingi moja. It's only that wanasikiaga haya. Otherwise they could be coming. Hata kama mnala shilingi moja. Kesho mtao mtaa moja. Na wasema sababu ya adabu kila mwisho wa mwezi kama Kenya Power na Nairobi Water and the rest. So part of your hours of life you spend working for landlord. Am I right?
Yes.
Part of your hours in a day, you work to pay the landlord. True of us?
True.
Thank you. Number 2, you have what we call Quick-Mart. Rich as he is, you must go to Quick-Mart or Naivas. Am I right? In terms of shopping, you spend another who paying 30,000. So divide by 30, another 1,000 shillings per day. So part of your day when you are busy working, taking down to the manager side, when you are busy jumping up there, remember 2,000 goes to the road and equipment. If you drive like I do, you have to go to Total Energies. Am I right? You have to go to Shell. Then you spend 3,000 per day times 24, 72,000 shillings. Divide by 30. Another 2,400. Add it to the 2,000, 4,400. If you have a good manager like in my house, we don't call them mates. We don't have mates, we have house managers. Of course, our house manager is educated because I have to eat balanced diet. I do not have to behave like a clearing and forwarding. You can tell by my body morphology and anatomy. You can tell. So what happens? She gets me 20,000 shillings per month. So divide 20,000 by 6, by that. 70 shillings every day. Na nakudaka kwa nani? And readers be warned. Never employ a house manager of your size. Immediately you go to work and address nguo zako. Alafu anapiga maselfie kutumia boyfriend. Kwa hivyo kama ni mkubwa ajiri kamekoda. So that atakuwa akifanya nguo yako. Hebu suguka. So there will be no interaction with your clothes. Somebody else that you pay ISP, Internet Service Provider. How much do you pay? Maybe 5,000. Am I right? Divide by 30. Have you paid yourself? How much do you pay to Kenya Paraffin Lighting Candles? Kenya Power Lighting Company. Another 10,000 shillings. Are you still adding up? Who else do you pay? Mushugaji. Mushugaji must also come to your pass in terms of tithes and offerings. And they remind you the book of Malachi chapter 3. Why should you love God? So have you paid yourself? To endelea school fees ya Wankam, you pay 60,000. Ule tunalipaga msijui pesa ngapi sisi. Assume you pay 70 or 60. Divide by 30, 2,000 per day comes to Wankam. So angalia mshahara wako. Have you paid yourself? Then you send it to your parents, giripiri. Na hamuna haya, you made them poor na mnatumiaga giripiri. Giripiri tanunua nini? Mafuta ya kupika peke yake ni shilingi ngapi? Kwanza adizika ndio nimetumia mamia giripiri kwa sasa. Sawa, hata wewe. Your days are numbered. Because the Bible says the same measure that you give shall be the same measure to be given to you. So can you see you have not paid yourself? So paying yourself basically means put some money aside that you don't require now for your tomorrow. And we say money has a very simple mantra. Save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. Squander me today, I'll squander you tomorrow. Some of us people had very high jobs. You saw that the immediate former Minister of Health, Susan Nakmisha, pleading for people to support her. You know you don't read some of you. I wish you know what I'm talking about. Hope you saw that morning. Now, let me ask you a question. Somebody who was privileged to be a cabinet minister, and after only 3 months, she is going to now mwingine ishajuma. Preso ni pea kazi. Preso anajaribu atakumdansia. Unajua preso masho ikipita imepi. Avoid Ponce schemes. Get rich quick schemes. Some of you lost money to this. Am I right? Some of you went to this place which was called the World Coin. You remember the World Coin? Why the watu walikipia? Within 3 days, 70,000 Kenyans had gone to KICC kuchukuliwa jisho. Na jisho moja ilikuwa 7,000. Hata wasawa miaka naito walikuwa sema mama ya ndokonga ibaba. Mama ya ndokonga. Anyway, let me stop there for more information. I've got my books, let me say my 5 A's. I've got my books there. My first book, and I thank God for the MC, he talked about it. It's called Defying All Odds, a true story, rising above adversities in life. My mother had several children, 19 of them to be specific. One mother, 12 daughters, 7 sons. One mother. My mother died 5 years ago. My dad died more than 21 years ago sababu alikuwa ameshoka sana. Alikuwa anapasua bao wala wanaelewa moja hapo juu mwingine hapo chini. Na alikuja nyumbani baada ya kumshika ndio huyo anaendelea kuzaa. Those extra years ago. May they rest in peace. But I'll tell you this as I conclude my talk. You came to Wankam, and I thank God for the management of Wankam for inviting me to come and tell you this. The first thing I want you to do, like the first A in your phones. If your phones have what we call a notepad, like all mine do, please make sure that you like the first A. If you want to succeed in all spheres of life, first of all, acknowledge God. The first A, acknowledge God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of what? You should know that God exists Because the moment you know that God exists, do not be subjecting people to betrayal. I am not going to explain. I'm not here to explain. There will be no exam after this. So acknowledge God. Number two, the second A, in order for you to succeed in life, either financially, bringing up our daughters and sons, you must act accordingly. If you are a lady who takes beer, I request you with a lot of profound humility, with tremendous humility, do not expose that one to your children. If you have got a beer, if you have got a bar in your bedroom, I'm requesting you in Jesus' name, can you go and discard that? Because the moment your child realizes that you take it, how then justifiable will you be to tell your daughter that they don't get that? I was so surprised to see in another school, when a parent took her daughter to school for home to second term, the headmistress called the mother. The mother, the question I listen to, when you do a glass gap, you don't go to Pabia, you group, you took 3. Are you okay? Principal. Sorry, now, where have you placed the other? Please, I request you, if you are a good parent, make sure that whatever you know is detestable, don't do it, even closer to your house. If you are a single parent, please observe what we call boundaries. Do not let your place be an immigration officer, where Kamau comes, Oduro comes, Akini comes, Wafula comes. You are not an immigration officer. Stamping passport for people like avoid. Behave like SDR. SDR is from Majakani to Moja. You know what I mean. I don't have to explain. Act accordingly. Pay the school fees. Do not give your child a chance to come and ask you, my mother, how do you want me to pass exams? Yet I'm not in school and others are being taught. How will you respond to your child? Number 3, you must adjust to your life accordingly. When you get these children, triplets, God does not give you any other breast. They remain the 2 of them, but you have to become creative. Am I right? So adjust your life. Do not buy unnecessary things. Some of us ladies, you have got more than 3,000 pairs of shoes, like Imelda Marcos, the former president of Philippines. But how many pairs are you wearing? Some of them are out of fashion. So be wise. So you must adjust your life. Adjusting your life, you need to ask yourself, where will you be? And I have written a book called Personal Financial Awareness and Wealth Education. It is here with us. At a discounted rate of 1,000 shillings per book. The other book I have written is Becoming a Good Leader. The Transformative and Authentic Leader of 21st Century. It is here. The other book is Demystifying Success. The other book that I have written here is After the 60th Day, the last book is called Investment Without Dividends. They are here with Mr. Ken John. Let me say, adjust your life. I have adjusted my life to this to be the person I am because I know in the fullness of time to serve without judgment. Therefore, A, can you advance? You cannot be sleeping on the same bed you got given during your wedding. It is tired, making a lot of noise, like I call a fan, taking back enemy soldiers to the factory, becoming a source of shame. So it's important that you advance. You cannot live in the same house that you lived in the year 1979. You are not Warren Buffett. Make some progress, but having a solid financial base. So you must advance. The 5th, let me say the 5th A, then I say the final one. All of you seated here, you must, if I may ask all of you, you know Vasco da Gama? You know him, eh? Was he your uncle? You know Isaac Newton? Was he a cousin? When you know, let me supply all of you seated here. I feel bad that the men of Yen, they did not see out together with their 2 eyes. They had prayed for everyone to come and see out together for them. But the man who discovered out together was everyone. And what was like Thompson Force in Yaoundé. Somebody called Thompson had to come all the way from England to come and discover Thompson Force. You must accomplish something. And I write that by saying this, quoting a man, or mentioning a man that you all know. We have a man in Kenya today who has become a multi-millionaire. This man was playing rugby. He was playing rugby and he was being paid per month 35,000 shillings. Until the Spirit of God came upon him. This man is called Mr. Ferdinand Omanyala. You know Omanyala? he was earning that 5,000 shillings. But I thank God, one day, one morning, God spoke to him. And I'm praying to God in heaven to speak to you right now that you may know something. The greatest tragedy, I'm putting my former mentor behind this, please, Dr. Mouse Law. The greatest tragedy in people's lives is not death, but living a life without purpose. You must establish what is your major definite purpose. Why did God create you? Some of us people, we have bodies but not bodies. Some of us people, we are on treadmill, we have nothing. We never put our families body last year. We died with them like the Pentagon. That comes December 2024, we better. You have been taking your children to Mulanga every year. Have you converted your parents into a museum? Because every year of Mulanga. Or you come from Thika and every year it is for uniforms. We have other destinations for Mulanga. So I'm saying this, Marie. I have told you the greatest tragedy in people's lives is not death, but living a life without purpose. When Obama realized his purpose, started running. Today, he's the fastest man in Africa, number 8 in the world, and he's worth $1 million. Accomplish something. I thank God that who has given me more than 78 interviews. I thank God my books are in Amazon Play. I thank God I'm known, not only in Kenya, and my research work for my PhD is being 16,189 universities, and my papers are being read by 55 million students. Ladies and gentlemen, you can define your destiny by accomplishing something. You can also define your destiny by making your student, your pupil, your son or your daughter. And Mama Ruto was not known. Now we know Mama Ruto is possible. Whether he's a president or not, the fact of the matter is that Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of Kenya Defense Forces. Gachagua was one time MP in Madera. Today, although he's a man and a siege, we know that he was the deputy president of Kenya the other day when Professor Ken came from the academy. As we speak right now, we have got 2 presidents and deputy presidents. Am I right? Those will go wrong. Because already, Abraham has already been passed by both by Wankam and by that. Both national assembly and we know Honorable Gachagua has gone to the Court of Justice, and therefore the judges therefore call for the arbitrary order. Meaning, as of now, me as a lawyer, a friend of the Pope, the opening term as judge is the nation that then means that Gachagua is the deputy president of the Republic. We are in what we call a parental or the constitutional crisis. Eventually, God forbid, President Ruto was called to prevent further going. Ladies and gentlemen, wahenga wanasema asiyekujua hatuamini. Na sema walipona kama halipo liko jana jana ana unena Mungu ana kitendo. Na usiposibaua utajua. Na ukisajabia Musa utaona majuto ni mkuu kuja baadaye. Organize now or harmonize it. God bless you.